Hey, this is Jay Donovan from CrunchGear here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. I'm here with Ron Hirson. He's the co-founder of Boku, a mobile payments company, and you guys are based in San Francisco. All tech companies are based there, right? Like, come on, everybody's. Ron, I just want to ask you.
You wouldn't know it by looking around here. I mean,
right.
Corners of the earth are represented in Mobile World Congress.
So Ron, first question is just kind of give me the elevator pitch. Can you kind of sum up? A lot of payments scenarios can be complex, but can you kind of dial the whole thing down to the scenario and how Boku works so people can understand it?
Sure. The best way to do that is to think of the customer. The customer is able to do mobile payments, i.e. they can bill to their mobile carrier bill in 65 countries by just entering in their telephone number when they shop online. That's the simple side.
Okay.
So we've connected into 230 carriers and enabled companies like Facebook and Electronic Arts to let their customers check out using their mobile phone.
Okay. Similar to, well, Japan there's been some carrier solutions like that for e-com for a while. So would you say it's similar?
Yeah, the models in South Korea is probably the best doppelganger for what we do, which is either you entering your phone number online for goods and services, or you're actually on your mobile phone charging through to your carrier bill.
Okay. So how many carriers and which U.S. carriers are you integrated?
So we're live on all of the U.S. carriers except for Cricket, and we're global in all of the major markets. So all of Western Europe, and then we get into Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, etc. So 65 countries, a lot of South America as well. And what's interesting, just on that, as you asked about the carriers, is how distributed the revenue is. It's not concentrated in only one country. You find that companies that have customers that are around the world are transacting using mobile payments around the world.
So what you're saying is it's transferring money from one country to buying something?
I guess I'll go further in an example. I mean, someone could be playing a farm virtual game on Facebook and want to be able to buy a new cow. They may live in Indonesia, for example. The company like Playfish or Playdom or Zynga is located in the Bay Area. Because of the platform, they have customers coming from around the world. They're able to buy and check out using Boku as a mobile payments method.
Okay.
So they're enabling their customers globally in places where there may not be credit card or bank account penetration.
Okay, so a while back there were some rumors maybe like Apple, because we're talking to Apple, maybe a purchase. Nothing like that's happened, but you wanna say anything about that?
So we are always open to partnership opportunities with the companies like Apple, Google, and Facebook, and are excited about the partnerships that we've announced, and we don't comment on any rumors.
Okay, so no comment. Okay, fair enough. And so it's a text solution primarily, right? But is there an app for this?
So we also launched a SDK that you're able to put inside of Android apps, where with one tap of finger on the screen, you're able to charge to your mobile phone. But that's even more exciting. So when you think about the consumer experience, what's great about it is you're reaching two types of customers. When we talk about the one I described earlier with the web, it's those who don't have a credit card or bank account, and those who just find it easier because we removed a lot of friction from the buying process. All you have to do is enter your phone number. There's no registration, no account, address, CVV, all of that kind of stuff. What's amazing about the on-phone experience is you don't even have to enter in your phone number because we're able to extract that from the handset. Okay.
All right. What's the financial structure? So, how do you guys make money?
It's similar to PayPal. So
take a cut?
We take a cut of the transaction. So for the merchants, we're only making money if they're making money, and we take a single-digit percentage of the transaction value.
And what's the carrier cut? What's the range for carrier cuts?
Really wide, so it can be anything from 5% all the way through to 45%. So it's pretty broad.
45%, wow.
Yeah, which is pretty steep. And
that's very steep.
What's amazing though is as you walk around this conference, you see how fast carriers are moving towards mobile payments, and to enable things like physical good purchases and things that have licensing costs. The carrier rates are and should be coming down in the future.
Okay.
You may have seen our announcement recently with AT&T and Verizon in the United States, since most of you folks are in the U.S. watching this. That the rates there are much lower than the rates that used to exist for carrier billing in the U.S.
you guys have an integration strategy for NFC? Like, will that be a partnership with builders, or do you have some plans for that yourself?
So we aren't going to be a chip company. We're not going to go build an NFC solution. Where we see ourselves in the ecosystem is we are carrier billing and have aggregated a tremendous amount of carriers and a platform that does risk management, VAT, Forex, and all of the reconciliation, repatriation, all of the things that you need inside of a payment system. And that is complementary in some ways to if you want to be able to add that as a funding source, the way that you'd add a credit card or a bank account for offline purchases. Boku is a payment system that just enables you to get carried.
Okay, and is it only postpaid, or do you have a prepaid concept too?
More people pay with prepaid, actually. So our, if you have a prepaid phone that you've topped up, say for example in Singapore, you go to a local market, you top up your phone, you're now able to buy credits on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell me? Is there a Mobile World Congress announcement? If there was one thing you wanted to let everybody know that this is all about at this event, what would that be?
So what we're seeing is everybody's talking about payments, from the chip manufacturers, the OSs, hardware operators, everyone's talking about payments. And we thought that this type of excitement around the industry would happen in 2012, and we're pretty jazzed that it's happening right now, and our position is makes it even more exciting for us.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for taking time to talk to me.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.